You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All over as far as results. You began the day getting a couple of impressive wins, and Iowa State dropping Iowa and Baylor in double overtime dropping Southern Methodist. You wind up the day, however, before it's all said and done, with some of the most perplexing results as well that anybody had to offer up. Primarily 17-10, Ohio over West Virginia, 24-21, Army over K-State. For the most part, taking care of business elsewhere. Kansas does lose to Missouri by 11, 42-31. But I thought it was an interesting weekend, to say the least, for the Big 12 Conference. I didn't even mention Arizona State on the road, 24-20. They fall out of the top 25 after being number 12 coming into the weekend. And do we need to mention 69-3 for the Ducks over the Cowboys? You hate to see it for the folks in Stillwater, and by hate to see it, I mean I love to see it. Chris, is your Big 12 pride running thin this week?
Like, I think I don't know how the receiver from Mississippi State, who I think is actually a West Texas kid, the one that caught the touchdown pass versus Arizona State, I have no idea how he gets that open in that situation. That's just a blown coverage, or just like this is I don't know. That was wild, and I was sick and tired. I almost couldn't watch that game because that dumb cowbell noise. I mean, it's like, my gosh, man, it was annoying. I mean, they kept showing the Arizona State fans in the crowd, and they had earplugs in and everything like that. And like, I get it. I certainly understand it. I think Kansas State ran 13 offensive plays to like Army's 47 in the second half.
Army. Talking about Army.
Don't schedule the service academies, people. Don't do it. I mean, it's just and this isn't the Army. This is the Army that lost to Tarleton State last week. Yes. This is a bit of a different Army than that had double-digit wins, I think, last year. There was like a threat to the CFP, and everybody's like, okay, what are we going to do if one of these teams makes it? Like, it screws the calendar up and everything like that.
Hey, by the way, more confirmation. If you lose a game in Dublin, Ireland, your season is toast. Don't even worry about the rest of it. K-State's just the latest victim. Nebraska, I think Northwest. I'm trying to remember over the last couple of years who it's all been, but it doesn't go well after you drop that one in Dublin.
I hope that continues. I mean, you're not going to get me to say otherwise. But I need to see more, even though it's not been great, because the only win that they have is the barely getting past North Dakota, not North Dakota State, but North Dakota, because they do appear to be a mess. But we've kind of seen, it's like Iowa State and Kansas State are kind of the same team, where they just kind of get it all screwed up at the start, and the next thing you know, they're like the scariest team in the country by the end. So I want to wait to see more. And Iowa State here, now they're hot at the start, so this is very out of character for them now. Now, can they sustain it? So we'll see. But it's, I see you have written, why worry, or should we all be upset? Or I just think this is going down exactly like we thought. I just don't see a scenario, and I never saw a scenario where you were getting a second team into the playoffs. I just don't know. You could have won, because I think right now you're 4-6 against other Power 4 leagues in the non-conference. And you mentioned the Oklahoma State game. Thanks for showing up, fellas. I mean, what a joke of a performance that is. Like, Oregon is really good, and going to Outson Stadium is no easy task, but do you care? I mean, like, what was that all about? That's the kind of stuff that can, remember when Herm Edwards got fired on the field? Like, hey man, we need to talk to you. Hey, can you come over here? What, me? We play to win the game. Well, no, you're not going to play any more games. You're done here. Like that's the kind of deflating, like, lopsided loss that like makes it like, what did you do all week? And they did have a backup quarterback who threw 2 interceptions. And so, but anyway, that's a bad one, man. That they don't appear to be any better than they were last year.
They're in shambles. They got Gundy's kid on social media.
He was
to everybody.
Like, It was a long
wrote a novel,
and I think it's gone now. I think he's since.
Oh, really?
I think he's since removed it, but like too late. Screenshots are available.
Well, it was appropriate because that's the kind of thing you would expect to see, say, at Mike Gundy's memorial service someday. All of his lifetime achievements, and this may be his memorial service as Oklahoma State's head coach.
He is Oklahoma State football. Well,
That's right.
He is today too,
and I don't think he's lying about that, but. That's not winning games in 2025. All the other stuff from decades gone by.
Yeah. So what have you done for me lately, business? Yeah, and I thought, Kansas was up 21-6 on Missouri. That's a rivalry game, and like Arizona State, it's a road loss. Oklahoma State, road loss. Kansas, it was a road loss. We've seen this. We've seen this when you go to Wyoming or you go to NC State and you have these non-conference, defeats, and it's frustrating. But you really can still get it all back. But I would say that with what the Big 12 has been able to control from the narrative, you're better off than the ACC. But there's a pretty clear pecking order on what the Big 10 and SEC have done or are doing right now. And
were you surprised to see Arizona State fall all the way out? 12-0?
Yeah, Mississippi State was 2-10 last year. So, and I think Arizona State was a double-digit favorite there, and they were down. What was it, 17-0?
I think so.
And Sam Levitt was looked like he didn't know what was going on. I mean, it was just it was a bad. But to their credit, they did. They came all the way back, and I think that they'll be heard from again. And I'm not so sure that Dillingham won't say this is the best thing that could happen to us. We needed to get slapped around. We need to get shoved in the all this and that, because that he's been talking about complacency and all that for 6 to 8 months. And I think he's got, see, I told you, so I think that we'll see. I just hate to make any too many bold statements right now, because we're still very early here. But yeah, there's some signs here of some teams maybe being better than we thought, and some being not anywhere near as good as what we thought.
First, today's episode brought to you by Supply House. And when the whistle blows on a new repair, you can get your crew moving forward with Supply House. Order today and see parts on your doorstep tomorrow. Over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Supply House's real-time inventory and honest lead times keep you from punting any projects, while their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side covered. Needing parts fast for a project? Supply House has next-day delivery, and that's a game changer. And their Trademaster perks like priority shipping and dedicated support make any process smoother. Join the free Trademaster program today and score serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, and a dedicated support line. And visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free and use our promo code SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. That's SHCollege5 at supplyhouse.com for 5% off your first order. Real people, real service at supplyhouse.com. I think you nailed it in your initial comment. It's going as probably expected. Maybe double-digit road favorite. Losing is not necessarily quote-unquote unexpected, but a variety of results from week to week in the Big 12 Conference, I think we will continue to get both living up to or not living up to potential for whatever team we may be focusing in on. Thankfully, Texas Tech has been spared from that so far. Hopefully that'll be the case again as we look ahead to Oregon State. We're going to be hearing from Red Raider head coach Joey McGuire and a contingency of Red Raider leaders. So we'll have some of those comments and thoughts to digest on our next episode, Chris, as we get ready for the Beavers and the final out-of-conference tune-up. Man, I'm excited to get back to something that resembles at least Power 4 rosters. So we'll see. Yeah.
And you'll hear a lot of talk. We'll talk as we go about Malik Murphy, the quarterback for Oregon State. But boy, they screwed that deal up on Saturday and gave one up to Fresno State at home, and not going well for the old Beavers there up in Corvallis. But to your point, yes, I'm ready to sink my teeth into some of these wins, as opposed to knew what was going to happen. It happened, the end. But now you're starting to get into now they're all landmines, and I don't necessarily know if this Saturday is that, but the rest of them, I mean, you could talk me into being nervous on any of the rest of them because they're either home or away, or you're looking past it, or they've got some really good player here, or whatever. And so we're about to get underway here. So this, like I said, this scrimmage portion of the schedule is basically over with.
Yes, sir. And our tune-up continues, though I feel like we are close to mid-season form here on Locked On Texas Tech. We were practicing all off-season, so no surprise. Chris, appreciate your time as always, man. Enjoyed it, and we'll see you for the next one.
Absolutely. Keep hope alive, people. We'll talk to you next time.
And get subscribed on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts so you never miss an episode. And, of course, thanks to the Everydayers for always being out there, and the Matador Mob as well. You can hit our show notes and find a link to a free 14-day trial if you're interested in joining that crew. That's your direct line to Chris and myself with one-on-one texts sent straight to your phone. For Chris, I'm Casey. Thanks as always for the time. We hope to see you back for the next round on Locked On Texas Tech.